Hello guys, our topic for today is circulatory system. So what is circulatory system? Circulatory system is a system that transports nutrients, respiratory gases, and metabolic products throughout the living organism, permitting integration among the various tissues. The process of circulation includes the intake of metabolic materials, this conveyance of these materials throughout the organism, and the return of harmful byproducts to the environment. So when we say circulatory system, is also called cardiovascular system. So cardio refers to the heart and vascular refers to the channel of passage through which blood passes. So next is our circulatory system is made up of several parts including heart, arteries, veins, capillaries. So heart, this muscular organ works to pump blood throughout your body via intricate network of blood vessels. So heart is a hollow muscular organ about the size of pinch of fist, located just behind the sternum and between the lungs. Second is arteries. These thick-walled blood vessels carry oxygenated blood away from your heart. So there are three layers of arteries. The first layer is inner layer, consists of flattened cells. Second is middle layer, smooth muscle with elastic fibers that help regulate the flow of blood. Third is the outer layer, has connective tissue that prevents the artery from being damaged. Um, Third is veins. These blood vessels carry the oxygenated blood back toward your heart. And capillaries. Capillaries, these tiny blood vessels facilitate the exchange of oxygen, nutrients, and waste between your circulatory and your organ and tissues. And capillaries is they connected the arterioles and venules. They allow the exchange of material from blood to the cell and vice versa. Oxygen and nutrients are transported from the blood to the cell and waste such as carbon dioxide leave its cells to the blood. So next is four chambers of heart. The heart has four chambers, two atria and two ventricles. In in the left or the upper chamber or atrium or atria, left atrium receives oxygen's rich blood from the lungs and pumps it to the left ventricle. The right atrium receives oxygen poor blood from the body and pumps it to the right ventricle. In lower chamber ventricles, the right ventricle pumps the oxygen poor blood to the lungs, and the left ventricle pumps the oxygen-rich blood to the body. So, what is valves? Valves is the flaps of muscle that prevent the backflow of the blood. They ensure what blood flows into one direction. Blood can pass freely about atria into the ventricles. The blood cannot flow back into the atria when ventricles contact. So there are four types of heart valves: the tricuspid valve, pulmonary valve, mitral valve, and aortic valve. Aortic valve. So in tricuspid valve, located between the right atrium and the right ventricle. The pulmonary valve is located between the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery. The mitral valve um, located between the left atrium and the left ventricle. and the aortic valve located between the left ventricle and the aorta. Next is three kinds of blood vessels. First is the arteries, veins, and capillaries. Next is there are three different types of circulation that occur regularly in the body. The pulmonary circulation. This part of cycle carries oxygen depleted blood away from the heart to the lungs and back to the heart. Second is the systematic circulation. This is the part that carries oxygenated blood away from the heart and to the other parts of the body. Third is the coronary circulation. This type of circulation provides the heart with oxygenated blood so it can function properly. Next is the circulatory system conditions. The atherosclerosis is when plaque builds up along the walls of your arteries. Risk factors that can contribute the plaque build-up include high blood pressure, high cholesterol, tobacco use, diabetes, an unhealthy diet, low levels of physical activity, and being overweight or obese. Atherosclerosis can gradually make the arteries narrower, affecting to the amount of blood that can flow through them. But because of this, organs and tissues may not get enough oxygen. So, next is the blood clots. A blood clot is when the blood coagulates or clumps together to form a light gel mass. This clot can get stuck in the blood vessel where it blocks the flow of blood, and blood clots can cause heart attack, deep vein thrombosis, stroke, pulmonary embolism, heart attack. A heart attack happens when the flow of blood to part of the heart is blocked or when the oxygen demand of the heart exceeds the oxygen supply. The stroke. A stroke is when the blood vessels that supply the brain with oxygen and nutrients is blocked. When this happens, cells in your brain begin to die because these cells can be replaced. Damage to the brain can be permanent unless blood flow is quickly restored. Nextly is how to take care of your circulatory system. So, first is have a balanced diet. Second is avoid too much fatty and salty foods. Third is avoid smoking and drinking alcoholic beverage because this may harm lungs, heart, and blood vessels. Number 4 is exercise regularly to maintain healthy body and promote normal blood circulation. Number 5 is avoid extreme emotions, tension, and stress. Number 6 is have enough rest and sleep to reduce stress. And lastly is never take medicine without doctor's prescription. So that's all for today.